Hello, everyone. Welcome back to whatever this is, a podcast with myself, Aloxio, Quax, Quest, and Arlant, where we talk about OQs and what has been happening and all of the upsets and dark horses, and we're going to see who takes the last spot in NACL. Last time we overviewed all of the teams, and this time we're going to just talk about um, which teams are eliminated and which teams are left. So, um, how are you guys doing today?
I'm
Good.
pretty good. I just won a solo queue game. I was
Cool.
auto-filled, so that
Yeah.
immediately boosts the serotonin.
We did see that. The best Syndra on the server. um, all right, so let's talk first about which teams are eliminated. I think the biggest news of the day, um, our second seed or third seed team that is out is Chad Lee. Zamudo, Shimmer, Draxer, Levitate, Jito, Adam, Super Sub, Goat, Quest, out of the tournament early from after one upset into a forfeit. Quest, tell us
Yep.
what happened.
Um, well, this is the official announcement. Chadley is forfeiting our Saturday match against Wee Wee Baguette. It was a for-fun team, and we're not having fun. So no, they don't want to play. I mean, it's people are having internet issues, and just the games are a little bit like offbeat, and it's just not particularly fun. There's a couple people that just don't want to play, and the other people don't want to play with like both subs, and no one wants to play with me, and obviously, so we're just gonna forfeit Saturday's game and drop out.
So tragic they don't want to play with the super sub quest.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Yeah,
wasn't
I know,
obvious at
like
all.
that's
Yeah.
great. That's a huge opportunity, and I get to play against like a couple of my friends on Wee Wee Baguette. That would have been very funny, and I think still very winnable.
They probably could have. You guys probably could have won that series. Yeah.
I think we would have still won that series with me subbed in, but it's not fun. It's not fun to play with me. I'm like a evil player, and I'm terrible. So
Evil elo terrorist.
I have like the most evil play style ever. It's very infuriating. So
But um, I mean, beyond that, is there anything else that can be said about this team other than just like we had high hopes for them and then one upset and we're out?
yeah, I mean
happen.
the upset really wasn't like the issue. Like, I mean they didn't think they were gonna lose, but like I knew they were gonna lose to that team. It just
So
wasn't.
much
They
for
weren't having
faith.
fun.
What?
They weren't having fun. I'm very honest
Wait,
with my
you were
team.
like hyping them up last week.
No, when I know that my team is gonna lose a match, I tell them very matter of factly, like, yeah, you guys are gonna lose that match.
Hmm.
So
I mean,
Huh.
Brazil has hands. What can you say about it?
they're
Yeah,
good. The
Brazil
team is
looks really good.
Yeah, we'll get to them in a sec. But like,
Do it.
so that's it from Chad Lee. Now let's go into the other teams that are out. So in I think one of the bigger surprises in 33rd to 48th place. Actually, let's go over the other teams first that are I think these teams are lower placing, right? Like the
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Cuz half of the teams are gone.
You want to go like
Um
up from the bottom, down from the top?
I just had like a list of like 6 of them. But
Okay.
you know, let's start and if I miss any of them, we can go over them after.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's start with Make a Wish. This is a team that's been scrimming and we were talking about Cross a lot. Um what happened with them?
Who did they go up against? I don't remember the bracket. Let's see.
I mean,
Let's
they
Let's
had to
see.
go
see.
against Sakura,
That's a tough one. Yeah.
so that's already a tough team, right?
Hmm.
And then
I have no idea. Wait, let's see.
They lost to
after that,
UMN
they lost
Maroon.
to UMM Maroon. What?
Right.
Yeah.
You were in
100%, get
maroon.
fucked.
Wow.
Who's in that team?
I actually don't know.
I have no idea. It's like a bunch of Masters players.
Damn.
It was a
Okay.
2-1 series. Interesting.
All right. In all honesty, I am a little sad that Make a Wish is not here, but you know, I guess state pride. What do you call that? Just call a state college pride over here. Because I'm from Minnesota. I'm not too bummed about the result. I mean, UMN is like a really interesting. They don't even have their roster on the sheet. I don't see it, but
Yeah, because I looked at their OPGG and I didn't recognize it.
what I do know is that a lot of the mainstays, like did not come in afterwards because they were in CELOL top 32 last year, and they had like Zutter and like a really exciting bot lane. I can't remember their names, but I did cast them against Winthrop. They did get smashed, but they still put up a really good fight. I do think a couple of those players are probably present, but I do know that
I think Zutter is still there.
I heard Zutter was done after
Or is he not?
last
Okay, maybe
spring,
there's no one we know on that team.
like last year. So, like, this is a team of like I think relatively new players to the program. So it's cool to see them have like an upset against like established people in the scene.
Okay, yeah,
Pretty
Zutter is
impressive.
still there. I just checked their OPG.
He is
figures.
okay.
So Zutter is still there.
Yeah, still an
And then they have
impressive run that they're doing right now, though.
Arena Closer, and then Pog Maker, and Uno. I don't know who any of those people are.
Fog Maker and Arena Closer.
Fog
That's
Maker.
so fire.
I think that the UMN Maroon team is the only team that we didn't go over last time for the reasons that Quest said.
Alive,
That is
yeah.
alive right now. So they're the team to watch out for if they can beat Calamity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because if they beat
Mm.
if they beat Calamity, then chances are they'll probably go up against like
Samsara, the team with Info and
Samsara,
yeah.
which is a pretty good squad. So I do wonder how far they can make it. I do not expect them to make it past round 5, but it would be cool if they could upset Calamity for sure.
Yeah, we've been wrong. We've been wrong
Yeah,
before.
We haven't.
It can happen. It can happen.
And on Samsara's side, they lost 2-0 to 10 days. Arlant, you and I kind of watched that series. Did you
Yeah.
have any opinions there for like how
I
that
saw
team could
that
bounce
series, yeah.
back? Because yeah, I mean, they look on paper like a good team, but they kind of got rolled in that series.
Yeah, I mean, they just there's a lot to be done, but
I was expecting more from the mid jungle, I think.
yeah.
Was kind of like that was like the main thing that we talked about last time, and I didn't really feel like we saw those teeth that we were expecting.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like there's also some weirdness about the drafting. I feel like it's almost there. It's just a bit off meta in ways that are damaging to the squad. If they can just like get it more consistent to whatever theme that they're drafting for, because there was a game I think who did they face before
Um,
Team 10
before or 10 days, it was
or 10 days rather.
Evictix. Yeah.
Yeah, Invictix. There was a game against Invictix where I was just looking at the draft and I was just kind of like scratching my head a little bit at it. But I just, chalked it up to facing a lower level team at the end of it. But yeah, I think if they can figure out those draft inconsistencies and get something that's a little bit more substantial or easier to pilot, then they could probably smurf their way through the lower bracket.
Yeah. Um, I know Quest, you had like some things to comment on that team last time about their like structure and stuff, and Arlen's talking about draft. Do you have any opinions?
Yeah, I don't know. The drafts looked pretty cooked. I mean, I think they played okay. I think that's a pretty hard matchup for them. I think that they'll probably go a couple more rounds. I'm gonna do some reviews of the games with their ADC this week, and we're going on a hike on Friday. I don't know if
Fun.
that'll help.
Wow.
but-
I mean, there's this like guy on Twitter, this like sports physician that like I've been seeing on my timeline a lot, where he is
Mhm.
like, "Oh, do 1 hour of cardio, and it statistically increases your
I saw
chances."
that. Yeah, I
I
saw
don't know
that
if you guys
post.
have seen that guy, but he was saying, cardio before the game is like an elo potion. So
Mhm. It
Yeah,
is. It's good.
minor workout before you play League of Legends.
Yeah.
I was trying to convince him to go curling with me, but
You and curling,
I
Quest.
don't know
said
about that
actually,
one.
he said like his girlfriend's like huge into curling, so maybe he's already done too much curling.
You should start a curling podcast just for Quest.
Yeah.
You've been talking about it nonstop, like more than OQs, you know.
Like best sport.
The better
pri-
sport than OQs, true.
Priorities, bro. Like, let's be honest here.
All right, who else
Um,
has been eliminated?
So the next team to go out early, in the lower half is the SpongeBob's. So they lost to Team 10, right here. Karziak, they lost to Karziak, Tahe, Flocon, Devin, and Barlow. And their team, the SpongeBob's, is J Bear, Why No, Blitz in jungle, CK Reborn, rank 6, Sniper, and Tyson XO. Is this
I'm a little
surprising?
sad. I mean, I don't think it's surprising, but I do think it's a little bit sad. I actually think Tyson is a pretty good player from what I've seen of him.
He's
I
good
think we talked about him a little
mechanically.
bit on the last podcast. I'm actually kind of a Tyson believer. I think there's actually like Tyson, Bounty. Like, I guess All Calamity is a little bit more like well known than those two, but like I would probably put him around the same like stratosphere. There's a lot of, I think, high potential supports in tier 3 right now, and I do put Tyson in that category.
I think these guys have really good hands. Not super good like game sense, but they probably would have made it another round if they didn't get like super screwed by the bracket.
Yeah.
Having to face Team 10 in round 3 of losers is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Because of the evil Levitate Mischief to submit like an incredibly low ranked account for fun, and get 30th seed for Chad Lee.
Is that allowed? Did that happen?
Yeah,
What
Levitate.
happened,
I
man?
asked Levitate for his highest ranked account, and he sent me a 500 LP Masters account instead of like his 1700 LP main account. We were 30th seed. He said he wanted to play like real teams.
I mean I respect it. I don't think it's
Yeah, I
like
respect it.
within line of the rules, but I respect it.
I don't think they care. I mean, the world champs team with Ninki and
Yeah.
Bulls submitted like 2 unranked accounts and got seeded 43rd, even though like all 5 of their players were like high challenger.
Didn't like last OQs some people just put like Tarzan on their team randomly, even though he didn't agree to it?
Legendary strat. I think that's happened a couple times before.
That
It
has
happened a
happened
couple times in the
several
past
times.
too, and like
A
you
couple
needed
times?
to have high
Wow.
LP to get into the event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was way back when it was still 32 teams instead of 64.
And I'm still a firm believer that that format was better.
Yeah, well, the sky's blue, man.
Well, it depends. It depends, what you're getting out of the format. I think in some ways better, in some ways worse.
I think this is more clear to the
I think
audience, but that one
this
was more crediting to every team that's not just the teams that win, I think.
this format would be a lot better if they kept it to 32 team. We'd get to drop like a whole 2 rounds out of the
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
no, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
I
mean,
like
lot
this literal
faster.
format, but I hate the 64.
I think
Yeah.
the format discussion is like, I'm gonna be honest, like this discussion is like the biggest like going around in circles type of talk ever. I think me and like other casters in the space have literally, along with Tim Dakar usually like sits in on our conversations, and like he's a very smart individual, so he'll just like add in, and we'll just like round table for like an hour and a half on various topics. I think the format for OQs, when it was like introduced last year, we were there for like 2 hours just like fucking like going around and around and around and around complaining about it.
Classic. This is complaining about formats. I mean, speaking of the teams that would, I guess, the bottom 32 and wouldn't make it into this tournament by that logic, or at least didn't even make it into top 32. The next one, unfortunately, for Crankshank and his team and PVS, is the Guppies.
Yeah.
PVS top lane for most of the tournament, and
What?
then yeah, so their top apparently on multiple occasions didn't show. Even though he's like a 1 KLP player or something. PVS played top, Beep played support. I think it's CW ADC, although I don't know if he was the one playing. And then like Rekrim mid and Allen jungle.
Yeah, CW was playing. Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see that. Wow, that's shitty. That sucks.
PVS only played 1 game support when the top lane came, like day 1, game 2, or like something like that.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, it
Was
wasn't
it?
Allen playing. It
It
was a bit bad. They had both
right,
subsets.
right.
Beep. It was PVS, a bit bad, Requiem or whatever, CW and Beep. So yeah, very unfortunate circumstances
I'm
for
sorry,
good old Crank
Crankshank.
Tank.
I'm sorry,
And
PBS.
so they
What it-
beat the Virtuosa team, which we ranked higher. So I'm not trying to discredit the rest of the players. That's just what's their team? Rehab Center. They beat Rehab Center. And then unfortunately got 2-0'd by PP Po or Pepe Po, however you say it. Pepe Po. PP Poo. PP
Yeah, I
Poo.
mean,
No,
for Crank,
no,
it's really
no,
good
no.
experience at the end of the day. And
It's
that's mostly what it should be. It's just a really good chance to actually test your drafting knowledge as a coach and your ability to work under pressure and with the constraints of your players' actual champion pools and not just throwing things around in scrims.
mhm.
So, I mean, if he takes the experience that he got here and actually grinds a little bit more outside of it, it's pretty chill.
Yeah, probably a good learning experience for that team. Unfortunate early exit, but kind of around where we placed them in the tier list. Um,
Higher actually.
yeah, higher for sure.
They overperformed.
They did beat Rehab Center.
Even with subs, they overperformed.
hmm Um, and then another early out team is Team Evictix, Reds Award, John D- Dariali, uh, or some
Really? I'm not
Darili,
sure.
I don't know. Spartan and Z Score.
Z score. Whoa.
Oh, a bit fancy. Z score, you mean?
You guys are Canadian, no?
I followed
No.
these guys. Yeah, I followed these guys a little bit. In their match against Samsara, they looked okay mechanically. Darili and Spartan 1 actually looked really comfortable in laning phase, but I think I was basically spot on when I predicted that they just kind of didn't know how to play the game competitively. As soon as like mid game hits, they just looked totally clueless
Yeah.
and they fell
Mhm.
apart. And yeah,
That's the big
no
teller
coach,
for like.
no experienced players. It's hard to do the right things in
Yeah.
game.
Do we think they'll come back next time and with this roster and be better? Yeah.
I
All
think
about a
that
coach.
I talked to a couple of them. I think that like these guys need to try out for other teams. They need to try out and try to find, opportunities with coaching staff, with more experienced teammates that they can like learn things from. I think a couple of these guys look like they have pretty good potential as players. They just need to like play on a real team.
Yeah.
Damn.
A real team. Trying to break up the boys.
It's a legendary squad, man.
A little bit, a
Um,
little.
s- uh, I was gonna say speaking of legendary squad, but I want to leave this one for last. So second, or I guess third last of the teams that placed in the bottom 24 or something like that. I don't know what it is, but the bottom end is Epsilon Warriors. Spencer, Terim, Impulse, Rend, and Muzi. Unfortunate exit from them, but
Where did we
the,
place that? Oh yeah, about D2. Yeah,
they lost 1-2 to Chuds. I think that's the principal likable team. Yeah, and that's how they lost.
Yeah, I expected that to be pretty close, and it was. I mean, they beat the LMQ team. They beat the LMQ team.
Did
So
they?
yeah, they did in
Yeah.
winners. They beat
See,
LMQ
the
team.
LMQ team is so
So,
good.
Oh, they did.
so
Yeah.
and that was like the best team in the tournament, I think. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
realistically, when you think about it.
I, I won't push it off any longer. The next final team that is in this category is the LMQ team. I watched almost all of their matches, or at least like the ones that they got eliminated on. Um, they took one game off of the Epsilon Warriors. Then what
Took
did
a
they
game off
do?
Deathmark.
Didn't they take the series off Deathmark?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
They
did take
beat
one.
Deathmark 2-1, and then
I
lost to
watched-
Shanghai Pins, fittingly.
I watched the Deathmark series a little bit.
Hmm
I mean, Alexio, do you want to go first about stuff about this team? You're the coach.
Wait, I'm the not for this team, just to clarify, but
No, I
because
know.
1800 LP Super Server Warrior is the coach for this team. I wouldn't want to take that title from him.
Get that away from him now.
Yeah. I thought that what do I say? The communication felt interesting,
Yep.
to say the least. You could
Very
definitely
diplomatic of
feel
you.
some tension when watching it, but
What I heard was that the whole team talked in Chinese except one guy, and he couldn't understand anything his teammates were saying. That's what I heard.
I
from the
don't think
LMQ
that was
team.
entire. I think there was mostly Warrior telling
heard
his
that.
team what to do, and then some Mandarin speaking, but not
Yeah,
like
there was
90%. It wasn't that high.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely something. I had no idea. Like I couldn't really get a full picture of their macro because I don't like they were using pings at least, so there's that. But I don't.
Mhm.
I mean, it was pretty much I mean, if Warrior wasn't on such insanely high ping, he probably could have dragged his team across the finish line. If I'm being totally completely honest, he didn't look so extremely terribly bad, like I kind of thought he would be. And Zhao Yu Liang, he actually kind of performed in top lane. He held his own a lot of time. That one game that they won against Deathmark where they were down almost like 10k or something, and they managed to just drag it back. Him and Warrior. That was pretty impressive. But I don't know. It just felt like a two-man show, and
Yeah.
one of those men are on 3 billion ping. It's kind of
I-
unfortunate.
I thought we might have like put the Deathmark team too high because of like their pedigree as players, but they were even like worse than I expected. Like I think all the worst fears about that team kind of came true. Warrior I think was like slightly better than I expected on this team, but like everyone else on LMQ team looked like pretty scuffed in the matches I watched. Like the Shanghai Pins loss is just like ridiculous. Both games just looked so bad. Um
It's such a funny scene.
it was just like a disaster. It was such an ugly series to watch.
Yeah.
But
But
he's gonna come back stronger.
no,
He
I'm
set
Oh
his
yeah,
targets
I
on
already
the
see the post.
NACL.
I'm
It's
super excited to see what he
You
does
might
next.
follow Warrior Lol on Twitter.
Yeah, I might have to follow him.
He
The
is
tweets are legendary.
a
I'm waiting
pretty
for the
good
next
player.
Duolingo. The next Duolingo tweet. Those things send me. Those are so funny when he tweets his Duolingo streak.
He is something, but he actually
looks
like
good.
that team outperformed what we expected, and they did take down Deathmark.
Apparently, we will see them in ACL. He was saying as well.
Oh.
With this roster or like just him?
Zhao Yuliang and the sub ADC are gonna be on the team.
Mm.
They're
Interesting.
gonna rebuild.
JK1.
Yeah, that guy.
They're gonna
Okay,
rebuild
well,
around that.
Okay,
Interesting.
well, I'm telling JK now, just kidding, man. If you're an ACL and I am casting you, I will not say your name. I will just say your champion, because that fucking name,
JKK1.
I'm not doing it. Dude, there's been some
You
bullshit.
just say JK.
Because I don't feel like
shorten it.
Bro, we've had some bullshit in like casting. I remember I had a team one time who their entire squad was literally named Worm Jones. Like they have Worm Jones at top, jungle, and I wanted to like they won and it went to 5, so I had to spend 5 hours just saying like the champion names. I actually like raged. I don't think I usually rage between like productions, but I was like telling our producers like if you do not tell them to change their fucking names.
Yeah, this is something I talk about a lot with like players that are trying to be serious. Is like you need a serious comp ID. Like some of this stuff
Yeah,
is so
like,
silly. Like
come
there's
on.
players who are in tier 3 right now who want to go tier 2, and I'm still like, you can't seriously use this as your comp ID. Like this needs to change.
No
It's
one's
so
saying
bad.
that, man.
Like, no one in NACL is gonna say McDonald's manager. No one
Yeah,
in
well,
NACL.
he at least doesn't want to go tier 2. There's a couple players that like have told me they really want to go tier 2. They want to go tier 1, and like their comp ID sucks. And it's like,
Are you allowed to
change
like
the
reveal? I don't know if you are, but
Are you
I'm-
allowed to say anything?
or can you give us
Like,
examples of what would?
I could probably find a couple examples. There's ones I've made change. Spartan one used to be Kissy ADC, which is horrible. I think I really want Light and Reset to change his name.
I think it's
that's
iconic.
horrible. I think he should be. He
Iconic,
needs
bro.
like
I would go for
it's
light.
too generic. Like he should come up with something like that's shorter, easier to say, like less syllables.
Generic. I mean, you could go like
I mean,
L
I don't like
and
the
R type of
camel
thing.
letter.
Like call
I
him
mean,
L and
okay,
R. Right.
but in fairness, we say this, but then the best mid laner in North America is a guy whose name is always playing ahead.
No, his name is
Um,
APA. If Light
Okay,
Speed's name was
Mm.
L and
He
R,
had to
that would be different.
he had to shorten it when he went pro.
Yeah,
he was
good.
always playing ahead for the
They
longest time.
forced
Though.
him. They forced him to pick a better comp ID. Always
So-
playing ahead is a terrible
so-
comp ID.
So he could just be LNR. Like we could just be saying LNR.
Sure.
for
Three
like
Yeah.
letters
reset.
is an iconic comp ID. I think
I'll go with
U13. That's a terrible comp ID. Good luck in esport or Kappa or whatever this guy uses. What the fuck is that? Obviously, that's
He has
horrible.
2 names. Yeah, it's so funny.
Like I don't even know which one he uses. What else? Dravenbaka uses Smalls as his comp ID. What is that? Smalls.
Smalls is fine.
There's a bunch of stuff. I don't like Good Boy. That's.
I mean,
I don't know
You
what's
don't
up
like,
with
you
that
don't like
one.
Stinky Boy? I don't know.
It's funny. I watch a lot of Zero and I like reviewing his own footage, and whenever he makes like a good play, he just starts calling himself Good Boy, Good Boy. And I'm like, "Dude, what are you saying?"
What?
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
So that's what I think of
I-
when I see
I also
when I see
think
Good Boys.
this is like a
IGN.
personal one, but I also think that Aeon Crystal, just go like Aeon or Crystal.
Yeah, Aeon Crystal's really bad. Anything that's like two kind of lengthy words. A bunch of junglers have the worst names. Another Ganker, Jungno.
whoa.
These are like just weird names.
That's so funny.
Also,
Another
another
Ganker,
thing you
shut
can't
up.
do is like, don't change your name constantly. If you're signing up for like every OQ with a different comp ID, oh my god, that is so
Yeah, that was
annoying.
bad.
You need to like pick something reasonable and stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even say another Ganker's top lane's name. That's all I'm gonna
I mean,
throw out.
that actually happened with me. This is nowhere near like the same, but I got messaged by a friend. So I have like a little bit of like I'm gonna put it in quotations like competitive experience. Like I played in like a diamond league when I was in high school, and my name used to be Evil Rubber Ducky, and I got told by my support, I was like, change this shit. Like, you're pissing everyone off having to call you by that name. And I was like, fine. So that's unironically how my name came to be, is because I got bullied into it by my team.
Quax is iconic though. I like Quax.
Quax is good.
Iconic. I don't know if it's iconic, but I like it. Yeah.
The way you spelled
Anyhow,
it is iconic.
Yeah.
That was kind of a tangent. I think there's still
Well-
one eliminated team.
There is. You can say your last point, Quax, and then we'll go over that team.
Well, see, people have said that it's Quax or Quakes because everyone is quad or quid. Like the QU sounds differently for me. And everyone mispronounces my name at first, so I have to correct them. Anyway, that was my
Okay,
last point. Let's
I
back
get
on to
that
Water
too.
Cooler.
I've got Alizea before. I don't even know how you interpret it that way, but anyway. Okay, so just to clarify, all the teams we just mentioned went 25th to 32. So I think I said that they're bottom 32. They're not. They're in the 25 to 32 range. But a team that did go bottom 32, and I think this was the only like really, really shocking one that we wouldn't have expected, was Deathmark Esports. So the Bahamas team is still in, but the Deathmark Esports team with Cozy, Goo, Town, Kachu, and Fayez, or however you say it, Faiz, they're gone, and they placed in the bottom 32. And they
Below
lost to
bottom,
the
so
LMQ team,
Bottom
yeah,
30,
like
below bottom 32.
below
below
bottom.
32nd,
That's my
33rd
boy
to
PhD
48th.
in top lane.
Two rounds ago, they got knocked out 2 rounds ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow.
to the
I
LMQ
mean,
team, Warrior
I
the goat.
kind of expected that they would go out early. Like I thought there was a pretty high chance they don't make it through the first weekend. Just because like when I looked at this roster, I think these players are pretty good individually, but there's a lot of champion pool issues in like 3 roles. There's a lot of communication issues. I think a lot of these players have sort of a downbeat personality. Um, where like if things start to go wrong, like it's not just one guy who's going to be like tilted. Like this whole team looks like they'll just collapse if stuff starts going wrong. From my experience with some of these players, which I think really undermines a lot of your individual talent when you're so like likely to just kind of fall apart if stuff goes wrong early, especially when you're not a very consistent team. I don't think these players have super consistent play styles, even though they have like I think a pretty high base level. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was expecting to do a lot better than they were, and I guess a bit more expectations placed on them than Quest. And I mean, that LMQ series is like, damn, all right, okay, because I expected to be a quick 2-0, and then it's just slowly the game starts slipping control, and then yeah, I can see what Quest is talking about with the whole like tilting out of their minds thing, because they just did not look like the same team between game 1, 2, and 3. They just kind of lost their minds, and that is the end of the story for them.
Which game of the series did they win?
They won game 1.
Oh wow, that
Yeah,
is
they like
pretty
smacked the
tragic.
hell out of them game 1, and then they
Mm,
were smacking the hell out of them game 2, and then lost, and then yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then in winners they lost to Calamity, and I think I kind of nailed exactly how they lost when we did our tier list video and we were discussing like whether they're above or below Calamity. I was like, I'm pretty sure like they're just gonna get to team fights and Calamity's gonna win, and I feel like that's kind of what happened. It looked like Calamity made like some early mistakes, but like Deathmark wasn't like super punishing or super capitalizing, and then they got to team fights and like they just lost in like the mid and late game.
Yeah. So I guess those are the teams that unfortunately we have to say bye to. But um, on the other end, I wanted to give some shout out and talk briefly about the teams that I was really impressed by. And if anything, are teams that are undefeated, but I think we would have expected, at least most people would expect them not to be undefeated at this point. But they are in the winner stage in the upper side of the bracket. And one of the first ones, um, a big victory for Sakura Gaming. They 2-0 the Cute Kittens team, and that was the Evolve team, and who else was on it?
Yeah. It's
Um,
Barrack, Rosethorn, Cat Evolved, Wixie, and Duo King 1.
exactly. Yeah, so they take down that team. They took down the Make a Wish team with Solidified Cross, Windoja's Sword Blue, and Midorima, and some other team round one. But this is the Fisher team, coached by Drake, Nino, Bruness, Leza, mid, and then Brabro and Light and Reset LNR support, and they're undefeated at this point. I think they haven't even dropped a game yet. They haven't. They took down
They
Ziggs
were
Evelyn, Make a Wish,
All 2-0s.
Kittens.
It kind
Yeah.
of sucks because Linzu, I messaged Linzu a few days ago, or Linzu messaged me, and they don't have any POV streams, which really bums me out. I don't know if any of the teams that they played against had a POV where they ended up losing to them, but it's not the same. So this is like my official plea to anyone on Sakura/Fisher. Stream your games. I want to see what you guys are made of, because yeah, this team undefeated looks really good. There are a bunch of players here that really interest me. LNR is one that we've already talked about, but like I said when we were doing the podcast last week, like Bruness and Brabro also really catch my eye. So if this is gonna be Fisher's like new team, I think a lot of people would be like interested on what their style is like and how they communicate. So this is my like, please stream the game so we can take a look.
Yeah, I mean, Kikans was their first like real test, I'd say, and they passed with flying colors. Now, I
Yeah.
don't really see them losing until round 62 or match 62 rather. I think they can probably take Furious 5 in 2 games as well, and then it's just them in. I really don't know how to predict match 60 if I'm being honest. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, they can probably go all the way, face Maryville coming from the top side. Um, and then it's just a matter of experience at that point, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty possible. Their mid is really good. I think we already knew that. And in their match, I watched their match against Make-A-Wish. Brunus looked really solid. Looks like a very good player.
How'd you watch their
Really
match?
Mid-Arima streamed it. Very, very strong
Ah.
performance from Brunus. Looked very in control of that series, and supposedly everybody kind of just showed up in the Cute Kittens Inc. match and played really well. Very cool. I guess forcing Lightning Reset to learn tank supports was helpful because apparently they did draft some of those last week.
He's much more of an enchanter merchant for sure.
Yes, yeah. Well, I made him learn tanks to get into my combine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem that like even like some tier 1 supports have. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're aware of that and we're like actively trying to fix it.
Yeah. And I think he like Light and Reset's working hard to break that perception of him. When I coached him in your combine, I did have that perception. I was like, okay, here we go. Like I need to prep for him to play Jana and Lulu. This is the first time I worked with him, but I was really surprised. He was just like, let's go Rakan, or I can play Leona here. He hit 800 LP on Leona Rakan, I think, tank account.
Yep.
He's hit Challenger on 4 rolls. And he works like really hard as well. I think like yes, he had that perception of him. I had that perception of him, but I've been like pleasantly surprised on his progress and that he's taken advice from people like Quest and Colomer and other people as well to expand his pool and his play style.
Hope to see him in
and
ACL.
I also think they'll beat the Furious 5.
I do too.
I don't think that one's really in question. Furious 5,
Yeah,
I mean, they're making a
They're
pretty decent
good.
run, but
I think a match with them versus Brazil could be pretty exciting.
that's what I'm hoping for. But I just don't know this world champion esports team.
I don't think they're beating the world champions.
Well, we'll talk about those 2 teams in a second. Actually, those are the other 2 I want to shout out. But I want to say on Cute Kittens and I just want to ask you guys: do you think that this is an acceptable loss, and can they bounce back from it as our 2 seed? By the way.
I mean, I'm not like super high on Cute Kittens, to be honest with you. Like, I think the biggest question I had last week was like, how seriously are they actually taking this tournament? Because I've known the names Rosethorn, Cat Evolved, Wixie, and Duo King since I was in middle school. So these guys have been around for a while. They've kind of done it all. So the question of like, how much does this actually mean to them is like, so I don't want to say I'm surprised, to be honest with you, because I don't know how seriously they're actually taking OQs.
Yeah, I mean, any loss to them, except for a loss to Maryville, should be unacceptable. But yeah, it's just a matter of how serious and how badly do they want to, promote back into the NACL, right? Because if they care even a little bit, even at all, then they're probably going to come back with a demonic fury and sweep through the lower bracket, right?
They're playing against fucking Shanghai Pins, baby.
the drunk support.
I think that they're gonna make a pretty big losers bracket run, but I don't think they're gonna beat Maryville.
I mean, they're in the same,
yeah.
like they win this and they're gonna be up against villains. I could totally see them losing to villains.
I don't
Or to
know
Pratt
about
Community
that.
College. What about that
Or
one?
Pratt, don't. Pratt's been making a good run as
They
well.
look
I think
pretty
even
good.
the series they lost, they took a game off 10 days.
That
as
looks
well.
good. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm presumptuous. I'm a douchebag. Okay, fine. I guess the odds of them beating villains are high, but I do think that again, it's like dependent on how likely or how much are they actually taking this seriously,
Yeah.
like to what degree.
The next team, undefeated, also hasn't dropped a game. We talked about them against Chadley, but it is Brazil. Who is on this team? Someone read out the roster if you have it.
Batao,
Batao.
Goot, Goku, Laleo, and Bounty.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
This team looks fucking good.
they
by the
took
way.
down Team 10 and the Chad Lee team as well,
No,
which
no,
you know.
Chad Lee took down Team 10, and then they
Oh, sorry.
took down-
Yeah, they okay. Actually, no, they didn't. They took down 99 Gorillas and the SpongeBob's, right? Which were like,
then
you
Chad
know,
Lee.
but then
Yeah,
they
that
took
would
down
be
Chad
really
Lee.
Yeah, I just don't think we've seen Brazil get tested yet, and I'm just not sure if they'll
I-
get tested until they face Sakura or
I
whoever.
I do think that Sakura in Brazil is probably going to be the most likely outcome here, and that will be the big test for sure for Brazil. But I do think that we have seen a little bit more of Sakura thus far. So yeah, I'm excited for that matchup. I hope someone is POV streaming that for sure.
Yeah, but Brazil versus world champion, it's so funny. I saw a tweet about how McDonald's manager has 3 times now gotten his Draven, and it's just stopped those games. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess as world champions esports team, I feel like it would be a lot easier to beat them if we could just like, do the scouting necessary to
It's-
ban their
it's-
champions.
It's tricky. You don't want them getting Azir, Fiora, Gwen, or Draven. They have 4 one-tricks on the team.
Yeah.
And
Well-
I told a couple people, like, oh, if you just play them, you just go blue side, you ban 3 of those, and you take the other one. And they,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, they didn't listen. They gave him Draven. I don't know why. And then they lost. So I guess they learned their lesson. But
Wait, sorry. Who
Yeah,
did you
they're on
say you
the
need
border
to ban for them?
you need to ban Draco's Fiora, Ninki's Gwen, Full's Azir, and McDonald's manager's Draven.
Right, and Gamer Girl Katarina.
No,
Well,
it's
she's
Clarice.
support. So.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean, I
just
guess
messing.
they have 5 players. One of them is
Yeah.
playing support, so you don't need to ban.
Well, okay.
Actually,
Other
no.
4
Clarice is playing, no, not Gamer Girl.
He's
did
been.
he play all the games?
I
know
think he played
the
all of them.
first series. Oh, okay. Well, then you don't need to ban.
I was just.
It seems
Yeah.
a lot more threatening all of a sudden.
I don't know why they gave him Draven so much. He got Draven in all 3 series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, can we just do even a little bit of scout? But yeah, I mean, it's just if they can figure out that problem, then yeah, they can probably win. But
I mean,
I don't
it's
know.
fearless, right? Maybe they try to make their draft easier in the later games. But just to just to finish off the Brazil point, I mean, like, are they a fraudulent undefeated team or are they actually a contender?
I think
think-
they're good.
I think they're good, but I do think that if we weren't so sure on their level as a team, it would be really easy to call this run fraudulent. I do think that Chadley is obviously like a good opponent. Was a good opponent. But I am not going to pretend like it's been like it's definitely not comparable to like soccer. I think soccer has been tested way harder, even from like round 2, when going up against like Make-A-Wish. So not really fraudulent as a team, but I do think the run itself you could maybe classify as a little fraudulent.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
they just haven't been battle tested yet. We'll see.
I think they
after this
showed a
year.
really good level last year. I think these players are pretty good. They work together really well. They're playing, some pretty serious League of Legends. They're not fucking around.
mean,
I think they'll probably win that matchup, and then I think pretty good banger matchup against Sakura, and I think Laleo will be streaming. So
Okay, good.
I will
Because
be
I'll
there.
definitely be watching. Because it's like Brazil. Like, to use this analogy, it's like Brazil are like prime Damwon, and everyone else is like Gam, 2020 TSM, and then for good measure we can throw in like what's like a decent team, like I don't know, Gen G when they had BDD and like Morgan. Like that's a good team, sure. The other teams are shit, but like and them being able to wipe the group there is not a surprise because they're a really good team. But the teams they went up against were not super great. But that doesn't mean anything when we're talking about their individual skill.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
All right. So the last team that we have that has dropped a game, and we talked about them a lot already, but I think their run has been um quite impressive actually because they've been challenged almost like pretty much every step of the way. Is the world's champions esports club. They
Yeah.
2-0'd the Shanghai Pins, which is definitely a strong team. And then they 2-1 the Chuds, also shut out Chuds. They even the games that they're losing, they're still in the tournament. They're taking games off good teams. So shout
Yeah.
out Principal, Likeable, and that team. But also, so they 2-1 them, and then they 2-0 our fourth seeding, my third seeding, third party. They've had
I
a
thought they
difficult
were.
run. They've had a difficult run, but they are winning, and we thought they wouldn't be. We thought they were like Quest said something about them being like one tricks who weren't good at the game or something like that. I mean, they're proving us wrong, kind of.
I mean, I also do think that like this could probably be like where a lot of people get the hopium for this team against Brazil, because like they're saying, okay, well if they're able to beat the 6th seed with several players who have been in NACL before, what's to stop them from beating Brazil? I do think that there is a good chance world champions take a game, but I still favor Brazil in the matchup. But they've definitely been battle tested. This will be, I think that if the series, like if I'm theory crafting the series of Brazil versus world champs, it will probably be like world champs. I think their best bet is probably taking game 1, just because not only are they one tricks, right, which can play into their favor if they don't have them all banned, but also like Brazil might be legitimately surprised. Because like again, they haven't really been tested yet, so that could definitely be something where they get like a very surprise win in game number 1 and can maybe carry that momentum.
Third party.
Why are you
No, bro, you're
Yeah.
just gassing them up so much last
They're
time.
still in.
Wow.
You just wait for the lower bracket run.
Yeah.
I did talk shit about World's Champions Esports Club, but I also talked shit about Third Party, and I didn't think that team was very good.
Did you guys see the series, by the way?
I did not.
No,
Okay.
I heard a couple things about it, but there were so many other matches I wanted to watch.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think either team's particularly good, and I think they're gonna lose to Brazil.
Hmm.
Okay,
I'd
that
be
means they're gonna
shocked.
win. All right, we're good.
I believe they're gonna win. I'd be shocked if they did beat Brazil. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I just don't think they were
I
tested
mean,
as
and
much.
hang on, for third party, it's like they're gonna make it pretty far, because assuming that
I
they
think they're
beat
losing.
Pepe Po, which I would say is extremely favored.
Unlikely. I think they're losing that matchup.
You think
Damn.
they're losing to Pepe Po?
Yeah.
I will
If they play
say,
like that, they're losing to Pepe
Okay,
Po.
bro, can you
If they
get me
play like
in?
that, sure.
Bro, can you get me in touch with your dealer?
I will say, like, I'm a third party supporter, but World Champions Esports Club made it look like really depressing. Like there was no
Yeah, they thought
fight
it
back
would
from
look
third
easy.
party. It was literally just a slow progression of the game with no fight back and just like two wins. Like there was
Yeah,
nothing
I mean,
impressive about it.
if
If you
third party
can
can't beat you in lane, then they can't beat you.
if you can lose to the Ninki Foles team, you can lose to Pepe Po.
Foles looks really good. I can't lie. Like
Foles is good.
I was impressed by watching his stream, which he has no sound on, by the way. I don't know why, but
So
um
funny.
yeah, I don't know why. Okay, also, I know, Quax, you shouted out people to stream their POV. Riot, it's not too late to allow us to co-stream. We're trying to make content for this tournament like this. We talked about co-streaming with many personalities and people in, like, NACL and personalities and
I've
stuff. Like,
I've talked to some people about co-streaming as well, and like a lot of people have been really I want to say like pessimistic about it just because of the turnover of OQs in general, but I do think that no or some co-streaming is better than no co-streaming. So I really have no idea why they didn't allow co-streaming to be a thing. Like that's the best way to have like an established organization or like foundation have eyes on you like that. That is the easiest way to do it. So I don't really understand why that rule was put in place.
I think they could have had maybe stricter rules for who is co-streaming than last time, but I still think that like some of these games, like Sakura's games, who just you can't see at all, like there's big opportunity there.
Yeah, it really pisses me off.
Yeah, it's okay though. So those are the teams that I don't know if you guys have anyone else you want to shout out. Like I mentioned a lot of the teams. Um, but
Like in the winners bracket.
anyone, just anyone you want to shout out for like an impressive performance or just like talk
Impressive
about
performance.
whoever you want to talk
I
about,
mean-
honestly.
I think that Grub Lovers obviously are definitely a team that we talked about as being like very volatile because on one hand you've got Five Fire, Kupik, and Yozu, but then you've got a top side that is not very well known. They seem to be able to unlock it. Like, I think that this is a team who could definitely be like a curveball. Assuming though, I mean, this is a pretty predictable side of the bracket. Like, Maryville is on this side of the bracket, so we're just kind of expecting Maryville to kick everyone's
Yeah.
ass. But I do think that, so I do think that's probably where Grub Lovers' run in the upper bracket does end. But I wouldn't be surprised if they like come in for like a lower bracket run, as well, especially if Cupping and Yozu keep picking their fucking super annoying 2v2 comps.
They
No,
can pick anything. They'll pick anything.
they can do it. They can do whatever they want, man. Yeah.
I haven't seen their games actually. Like, who are they picking? Do we
I can go to
know?
the-
Are they?
I can go to the draft
Look at
page.
the
real quick.
draft.
I'm just curious if they're picking like, you know, Zig Sona or they're picking more traditionally. Like I assume not, but I guess while Quax does that, we can also give a brief shout out to like scaling IRL. We said this team would be
Dude,
like
that game,
the team to
that
beat.
series was Vancouver versus Scaling IRL. Man, that was a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
I like
So
that
we've
one.
got, what the fuck am I looking
Melnami.
at?
Looks like
We've
they
got,
did an Aurora Morgana, maybe.
yeah, they did Aurora Morgana. They did Mel Nami, like you said. They did Scion Senna. They did.
That could be something else. There's a missing picks, but it's Senna
That
and
it could be.
something.
But
Oh my
Scion
god,
Senna's
look at
really
the
popular
bans in this
bot
game. The enemy team banned Sona, Seraphine, Ziggs, Morgana, Zoe.
That's what you gotta do. Like,
We've got.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna just assume that this is Morgana Ziggs.
Seraphine, Soraka.
Seraphine Soraka. Like, okay, yeah, like this is cancer, bro. Like,
so let's just go into predictions. Scaling IRL versus this Grub Lovers team. Who are we
think-
taking?
I think, yeah,
well,
I
hang
think
on,
it should
if
be
we're
like,
going down the line, we have to start with Maribel 10.
Well, we're already talking about it, but we
Maryville.
can.
Maryville.
Alright,
Maryville will win. Any,
Where-
any dissenters?
Yeah. Okay.
Is-
Maribel. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, moving on.
What is the chance, like, that 10 days
Zero.
can
Like,
take a
what?
game, one game, just one game,
Like
Zero.
Like
five,
10%.
like
Maybe
five.
10% to take one game.
10%,
I'd say like
or how
25.
rather how can they win? What method can they use to win?
Maryville disconnects their PCs all at once.
UG food poisoning.
K and Obstinatus are like deep state agents who sabotage the team.
Yeah, they
because
just
they
hate
Okay.
their team.
program.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, cool. Okay. Scaling IRL versus Grub Lovers.
Okay, this one I can see being kind of. It should be Grub Lovers 2-1, but I can also see Scaling IRL taking it 2-1, just because, like, just looking at these drafts, it just. I mean, obviously they're kind of like not playing around their top lane too much, right? Like they have
Yeah.
an Mbessa like here and there, but I just don't think that guy is gonna stand up to Alorum. And if Alorum realizes that, he can kind of dumpster even on a tank.
See, here's the thing though about Alorum. While I do think that Alorum is capable of turning on the Jets in laning phase when he realizes, very appropriately, because I agree with you, Arlant, that like his counterpart is worse than he is. I feel like it's very difficult for Alorum to actually translate that into something like for a winning position for his team, because I feel like while Alarm can dumpster his lane, there's not a lot he's going to be able to do in terms of having that lead actually affect the greater part of the map, especially if the rest of the map goes how we predict it, which is just everyone's asses are going to get kicked on scaling IRL.
I don't know about everyone getting kicked though.
Yeah,
Frozen Titan's getting like turbo elo mogged by
his
a
is the
Frozen
closest.
Titan
I think that's,
By
I was
Five
gonna say,
Fire?
This is like the most winning almost.
and he's losing. But like I think 2M2MC is probably the weakness on Grub Lovers, and I don't think scaling IRL is the type of team that's going to be able to punish that super strongly. Alorum's big strength is as like a weak side top laner.
Right,
He's
exactly.
gonna pick like Scion. Maybe he'll take like a small lead out of the lane, but then you go to team fights and your team has to handle like Cupid and Yozu, who probably stomped their lane just because they play like the nastiest, most disgusting stuff you've never practiced against, and just like hands check you.
I love Alorum,
And then you have to team fight against them. Good luck.
but like this is I'm saying this is a 2-0.
2-0.
2-0 Grub Lovers.
I'm saying this is a 2-0 Grub Lovers for sure.
I think it's a 2-0 as well, but it feels bad. It feels bad not giving like Redemption any credit because this guy is good, but I think like bot lane
It's
holistically,
Yoga, though,
it's just tough.
If you average it out, it sounds like we think that they get 1 quarter game.
I mean, maybe, probably they get like the early game top side. Alorum pulled out like Kench in game 3 versus Vancouver Impact. I think like yeah, that was a good entertaining series. They got some picks. I think a quarter game estimation is fair, but I don't think they can win. I think it's just like if Cupid and Yozu are on their game, like it's just a good matchup for that team. Realistically,
Right.
Their weakness is not like it's just the exact opposite of what scaling IRL wants to do. But
You're a Furious 5.
I think that's
this is unrelated, but there's been a storyline for a long time that Fiji is the next Alorum. Do we think Fiji has like
No.
why?
I don't know. That's
I
tricky.
think that Fiji is a little bit more bloodthirsty than Alorum. Like,
Mhm.
I actually think Fiji's a really good player. So, I'm not saying that I think Alorum's a bad player, but I do think that Fiji is a bit more
Slightly different
aggressive
styles.
than Alorum and can be a bit more of a strong sider if the
Definitely a bit of
situation calls for
overlap,
it.
though.
I think maybe at the beginning of like Fiji's career, it made sense that storyline kind of, but I think the narrative doesn't make sense anymore. Like Fiji's
He's
different.
gotten a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh,
much
yeah.
more different player than just like the Scion OTP
Mhm.
that a lot of people like associated him as. Of course, he still plays Scion a shitload, but he can play aggressive picks too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely strong side him, and that's what I'm sort of looking at. You know,
Mhm.
going into NACL.
Allegedly. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, man. He's
I-
not in OQs.
if he
so
were-
where could he be?
He's probably in like LRN OQs or something. I don't know.
Well, hey man, Aaron is serving boba. I mean, Fiji could be at McDonald's.
Oh,
He's a McDonald's manager. Maybe.
For real.
All right.
Honestly, they'd be like White Castle for his ass.
White Castle is so fucked up.
What even is that? Like I've heard of it, but
It's a restaurant. They
The
serve
worst
small
fast food
sliders.
chain
the
in the
worst?
history of
It's so bad.
mankind. It's so
Damn.
fucking bad.
damn.
They're haters.
Do you like it, Quest?
not.
Like
I've never had it. But
oh.
it's funny.
Oh,
It looks good. I don't get it. Why is it bad?
it's just
Their breading
bland.
is shit. Yeah, it's bland. Just go to fucking Culver's. Like,
Okay.
anywhere else actually.
yeah.
Was
Del Taco
Okay.
Burger.
is White
Anyway.
Castle a bigger disappointment or Chad Lee?
You know.
Wow.
You know what? Just for
Seeing
the
as the
quote, I
team-
want someone to quote it. Chad Lee is a bigger disappointment than White Castle. I'll
Seeing
just
as
go
the
out and-
team didn't end up having either Chad or Aaron Lee on the roster, I'm gonna go with Chad Lee as the bigger disappointment.
Yes, Chad Lee is worse than White Castle.
Where is Chad? Where is Lee? Neither of them are on the team.
It's just the worst
Lights
possible
all
outcome.
time.
This is the worst fucking intermission, by the way.
Let's talk about the. This is great.
Furious 5.
Sakura and
Sakura,
two.
yes.
Two.
Sakura and two.
Sakura.
think
Who?
that-
Wait, let's look at Furious 5 quickly. Who do they have? They have Johnny
Xiao Dan.
Rockets,
I mean,
Frost
actually-
Forest, Xiao Danny, Psycho, and Cerulean.
I
They don't have the
actually
play
do
style
think
or
there's
individual skill.
I do think there's a chance that Furious 5 take a game. I actually think Xiao Danny's really good, and I think Frost Forest is good too.
No, he's
Um,
against Lisa.
No, I don't think they
Okay.
take a
He's
game.
against their best player.
I'm gonna say 2-1 because I like this team.
It's a 2-0.
Yeah,
No,
it should be
I-
2-0.
I'm gonna say 2-1.
It's a brutal 2-0. It's gonna
They took down the villains. Does that give them any credibility?
That has to
Thankfully,
count. That has to
thankfully
count for
nobody will be
something.
streaming it. Thankfully, nobody will be streaming it. It's gonna be hard to watch.
Jesus.
Damn, damn, damn. Quest, do they have any chance of winning? Like, or how?
no, I
Oh,
don't think
okay.
so. They just don't have a way. None of these players are gonna be able to win this game.
Damn.
Damn.
think
Okay.
so.
Damn. Okay. All right. I also think it's a 2-0. Arlant, you said 2-0 as well.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
them in too.
Okay.
All right, they get their quarter game.
They do,
They're-
they get a quarter.
yeah.
And then lastly, Brazil versus world champion esports club.
2-0. A hilarious 2-0. Let's see if they
I'm
can.
gonna.
I think what? I think 2-1. I think 2-1.
If they
I
can't
think 2-1
find the
as
champions in
well.
the draft, if they can't find like the Azir button, the Draven button in the draft, maybe.
Allow me to clarify
I think you
though.
just- They're the higher seed. You go first pick. You ban Fiora, Draven, and Gwen, and you B1 Azir. How do you not just win the game instantly?
Yeah.
Allow me to clarify. 2-1 for world champion esports club. That,
You don't think they can do that? You don't think they have the draft strategy to just B1 champion?
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't say it with a straight face, but I need to make this because I was so high on third party and they wiped them. And you know what? They didn't have an easy path. They beat the most
No.
fertile, self-proclaimed team in the tournament. Then they took down the
Wait a
Chuds.
second.
You know.
That was on a Saturday. Who knows what Love Ego got up to on Friday? That is not a good. That is not a good
Yeah,
judge of a shit.
But doesn't that make him better? Like by his
Like,
own.
no, right. 2 or 3 shots makes him better, but hungover doesn't make him better. And I think he was drinking. At least he wasn't during the scrim that they played the night before, which was their only scrim. And I think they had a sub, and also they played with Altio on Saturday. So they played with Ben 1 on Sunday. They did a lot better. They're probably going to play with Ben 1 this upcoming weekend. So that'll probably be a lot better. I think this
Yeah.
is like a classic blunder, though, to just be like, oh, they beat a team I thought was good, so they must be good. No. I think the team they beat must be bad.
Yeah, I mean, well, like in my brain, I think Brazil's gonna win, but in my heart, world champion esports club.
I think
You know.
Brazil 2-1. Like realistically, I really want to give a game over to these guys because I'm a fan.
They'll find Draven.
They'll get
Foles-
Draven somehow.
Well, hey man, Foles is my boy. And then I just think that Brazil looks really good. It would be telling if World Champion Esports Club is the first team to take a game off of Brazil. I'll say that. Like, I do think
I
that
think
they're.
it's probably just 2-0 Brazil.
Yeah.
Can they win, in your guys' opinion?
No, I
World
don't think they can
champion
win.
esports? No.
I mean,
See-
it's possible, unlike the other ones. I just think.
I think this is the closest winners bracket one out of all of them.
Critically, they should just lose. Yeah, it's probably the closest one, but they should lose though.
Mhm.
Still should be pretty one-sided.
I have faith. I have faith in them. I'm a believer.
I'm happy.
But
I'm happy. You
let-
do.
Alright, what about the losers bracket?
Yeah, let's go to the losers and see. So we have first round he who is Boil the Oil,
Chuds.
Institutional, Avers?
Yeah, Avers is actually playing mid. Rough Beans
Okay.
is not starting.
Okay.
Avers is
Korosloth,
Koroslav.
and Enthralled.
Enthralled for it.
So this team and their apparently Masters ADC friend who has made it this far.
Yeah, he's doing okay. And they're against the Chuds with Rope, Aden, aka Broken, Luca 1, Principal, and Lickable. It is lickable, guys. I swear.
God.
Okay.
And
I
keep
think
in
I think Chuds probably takes this one, though it might be kind of close. I
although
definitely think
sorry, keep in mind quickly though that the Korosloth Masters AD and Enthrall took a game off of Cupid Yozu.
yeah, true. I think I think either team could really win this. I think that he definitely has like a big experience advantage and like a more, their players have this strategic experience in competitive league, right? Enthralled and Roiled Oil, I think, are both really, really solid, and they're going to bring a ton of structure to the team. So if they win, that's probably going to be how they're just going to be better at strategic League of Legends. But Chuds definitely has a lot of like individual skill, so it's a tough one to call. Maybe it is actually he. Maybe I'll go
I'm gonna go
2-1
hee hee
he.
2-1.
Yeah, I'm gonna go he 2-1.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for Chuds 2-1 just for the same reasons
Me
that you
too.
said, Quest, but because I think in down here it's a lot more important just to have better hands, which I do think they have across the board. And I think that they're just gonna, if they can turn it into a slugfest, um, not allow for Hee to have that structure that they kind of want to play around. Yeah, I can see Chuds going 2-1 over these guys and just brawling it out. That one's gonna be a fun one to watch, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match.
I will take 2-1 Chuds as well. It's kind of contradictory to what I said about Korosloth and Enthralled, but um, I think the Chuds team having I was really high on Principal and Likeable before this tournament started. I think that like obviously Cupid and Yozi are extremely dominant in their own way, but if that is the weakest part of Hee and this is the strongest part of Chuds, like Principal is that
Yeah.
guy who will mechanically 1v9 on Kaisa or whatever. Yeah.
I think that Korosloth or Colton is going to be streaming that. Both those Twitch links should be on my
Okay,
on
sweet.
my sheet.
Cool.
I'll be there.
All right. Next one,
Next one's
Vancouver
crazy.
Vancouver
Cool.
Impact to Pablo, Maddie, Sir Zephyr, War Cyclone, and Miracle. And not Arlant, I think. Was that the one you were
Not
like
me. Yeah,
fake
that's what I
on?
was supposed to kid.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
me.
Not you.
The fact that the third and fourth seed are facing this early is kind of insane to me.
And
kinda
then
funny.
it's Team 10, who they're against is Karziak, Tahe, Flocon, Devin, and Barlow. Coach Calthrow.
I am going
Uh,
to say Team 10-1. I am a huge Devin believer, and I do think that Flocon is really good. This team just like their jungle mid AD have some insane hands. So if they can like get into positions where they can more aptly showcase that, I think that they are probably favored to win. But I think Vancouver Impact with players like Maddie and Miracle, who have obviously played together before. Like this seems like a team that might have better macro overall, but I do think Team 10 are a much more favored micro team. So when it actually comes to execution, I would favor them.
Okay.
Team 10 and 2. I think they 2-0.
Mm.
I'm taking Vancouver Impact in 2. I think that
Oh.
I
Yes.
watched their game against it was Scaling IRL, right? And that was a
Yeah.
really close series, and they could have won for sure. Alorum's Tom Kench was like a menace in game 3. That was like the X factor, but I think um like like that's the only series they lost. It was a really close series, and I think they could have won. I think this Vancouver Impact team is very strong. Yes, it's not like Sir Zepper's meta, but I think this team is really underrated, and they can definitely pull it together. Like they had one misstep, one slip. I think that they can be like the team to win the next 2 series.
I think I'm gonna say Vancouver Impact 2-1, but it's gonna be a really, really close one because I think they can like, yeah, Team 10 has a lot of hands, and I think they have a better mid champ pool, but I think top side and bot side for both teams is a lot closer. And I think if they can just play around one of those sides very, very, very like heavily, yeah, they can definitely take a game. And then the third one is probably super close, kind of almost coin flippy. So I'm just flipping a coin and it's landing for Vancouver, but I can also see myself flipping a coin and it's landing for Team 10. So it's kind of 2-1, whichever team.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
I think a lot of the Vancouver Impact players are like returning after a while to. I mean, specifically War Cyclone is returning to comp. They just need the
Yeah,
warm
for
up.
a break.
They just need the warm up, and then they're gonna go on a run. That's my belief. Quest is shaking his head, but. All right. Okay, next one, Team Samsara, and that is the Good Luck in Esport, Aeon Crystal, Tooth Booth, Heretic, and
Heretic.
Inflame.
Heretic.
Heretic. I don't know.
What?
With Coach Atlas.
The coach.
The coach slash
The
Coach
This-
K.
I love your PhD in top lane, but
Um,
this is a Samsara 2-0 in my.
I'll shout out their team quickly. I mean, they've made it far past their sister team. It's, as you mentioned, Tommy, PhD in top lane, Crypsis, jungle. What is that? Wasabi in mid? Wasabi? Like the
Robbie?
I think
wasabi?
it's Wasabi.
Wasabi. Okay, I mean,
Raynor.
spelling it weird, but Raynors and Spy. But sorry, Quax, you were saying?
I mean, I think this is 2-0. I think that Aeon, like from what I've seen of this team, and just the players themselves, like I think that Aeon getting eliminated here would be like a player like Aeon getting eliminated here would be insane. I think that Heretic and Inflame as well are a really good bot lane. Just like generally, I feel like the players themselves have been more battle hardened and tested and have experience, and like I do not think that the 10th seed is or the 9th seed rather is going down like this right
Yeah, it's
now.
just too big of a gap in individual skill.
I
These players
agree.
have been practicing a lot together. They're taking it very like this when we talk about like, oh, are these guys taking it seriously? Are these guys not taking these guys are taking it super seriously. They're not messing around. I think 2-0. This is probably one of the less close losers round 4 matches.
Yeah, 2-0. Samsara. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is. Unfortunately for Deathmark organization, I think they're out this round. It is a 2-0. Okay, next team, the UMN Maroon Surprise team versus Calamity. So, do we already mention their? Oh, the roster's not even on there. Zutter and the other
Friends.
four and friends versus Trey Dog, Verdict, Lonnie, Smalls, Barbo. I just can't. I should never be the one to
Barbow.
read Barbow. I'm just like mess up
I'll read it.
everyone's name.
I think
Barbow. Barbo.
I think this is probably the most one-sided matchup down here. I think it's a really easy 2-0 for
You
Calamity.
just fucking said the other one was the most
That
one-sided.
is one of. This one is the most one-sided. This is the most one-sided.
Okay.
Calamity has the additional benefit of having a playstyle as a team that is generally difficult to upset. Like people say, you know,
Yeah.
tier 3 everybody can lose. If you're the team whose strength is team fighting and you're used to going down a little in laning phase, you tend to be less likely to get upset. I think that, you know, Zutter and some random UMN players, like, they're just going to show up to team fights and Trey Dog is just going to, like, Greg assault their head top and they're all going to die and the game's going to end. Like, I don't think what happens in lane is really going to matter very much. They're just going to go fight and they're just going to win.
Yeah, I think this will probably be a 2-0. I hate to say it because I'm going to University of Minnesota next semester, but
Ooh. Awkward.
it is what it is. I'm not joining their team. Don't ask.
Yo, Quax and competitive.
Quax and Zutter? That's heat.
Dude, I've had too much. Fucking no.
You can be the sub.
Yeah.
You have a good
I feel like
resume. You're like Hardstack
I've-
Casterlo, right?
Fuck off. I've had like a bad experience with like competitive organized play in the past, so I'm good.
All right, Arlant, what is your prediction?
2-0, and I'm wondering how quick it will be.
Yeah.
Well, it might take a little bit because you know these guys are not like super strong laners.
Oh, yeah,
so they
that's
might
what I'm
just,
saying.
like,
I'm
go
gonna say,
even
is
and
it-
then go team fight a bunch.
Will it be like a 1 Baron at like 22 minutes, or will it be like a 2 Baron at like 26, 27 minutes?
shout out UMN Maroon. Like impressive run so far. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but like it was a good run, and hope they had a good tournament, making some upsets. Um,
Hopefully.
and we'll see them hopefully do well in CLOL as well. I don't know where they currently are because none of that is posted well at all, or maybe even posted.
Google website XD.
But please update it. It's really hard to scout when the website doesn't work. But anyway, next one is do you want to read them out, Quest? I left this one for you
Yeah.
actually. Okay.
Third party versus Pepe Po. Third party's roster is Dragoon, Will, Doxa, Aaron, Nukes, and with subs that they're pretty likely to use, and I think I've already used one of Zev and Reppy. And they're versus Pepe Po, who is Cookie Crook, Crescent, formerly known as Dreo or Drowski, Max 108, Puppe, and Boy Wonder.
Didn't Quest say this was like third party
This is
would
like
lose?
This is the grimiest matchup of the whole bracket. It's gonna be very
I love the
close
adjectives you're
gameplay.
using to describe these
Grimiest?
matchups in lower bracket. Yeah, that's great.
I think Pepe Po can definitely take this. There's definitely some question marks. I think it depends on, third party has to not only show up and like kind of be as lost in the game as they were, but they also need to show up and have bad individual performances again. But I think there's like a pretty good chance of that happening, judging by like how they've been playing. Like obviously on paper, third party should win this, but I think there's like a serious chance they don't. Like I think there's a very realistic path to victory for Pepe Po, through just playing like the regular game plan that they basically always play.
I think you're smoking Walter White.
I think it's hard to predict the score. I think it's probably a 2-1 win for third party, but it could also be, see it being a 2-1 win for Pepe Po.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 win or a 2-0 win for third party, frankly. I think the individual skill gap is just too big.
Nah.
And that's just what I think. Like, I do not think you cannot you cannot look me in the fucking eyes, Quest, and say, yeah, bro, Papa is gonna shit stomp Aaron in the first 2 minutes, man.
Aaron might have a shift. It might be Zev, which honestly might make the team better with how they played.
Damn.
But
I was gonna say when I saw like their matches briefly, like none of it looked good, but at least Aaron looked like the only stable player at that point. So I think for that reason, being that he's like the strongest, it's kind of unfortunate for Pepe Po that like their strongest goes into third party strongest, in my opinion. But and that's why I think third party will win 2-1. But I do think like third party looks shaky, and if they keep playing the way that they're going to, they definitely could actually lose. But I think like I'm not off my third party like cope train yet. Like
let me be clear. Like obviously the players on third party are all way better. But,
yeah,
like, this is like a reoccurring thing in like all of OQ history. You go back, you watch years of like OQ matches. If you show up with 5 good players, and you just play like shit. Yeah, you lose. Like it doesn't matter how good you guys are most of the time. If you just show up and you play bad League of Legends, you lose.
yeah,
And if you're capable of playing that bad last weekend, you're very capable of playing that bad this weekend. It's usually like a lack of, team discipline or self-discipline or just like poor motivations, they're not focused, they're not practicing. Who knows what it is, but like something has to go wrong for you to perform that badly last weekend. Did they fix it for this weekend? If they didn't, I think they're going to lose.
yeah. But um, I think that like after that last performance, it was like a wake up call. The games weren't even close, and I think that I would be shocked if third party didn't either just forfeit the tournament or like really try to lock in. And maybe they won't be good, but they'll at least like lock in against this team because it is this team.
Yeah, you can't lose to Puppe.
Like you have to win. So I think if anything, they're going to pick it up. But Arlant, do you want to say anything about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just way better players on third party. So I'm just gonna say third party probably like a 2-1 because I can see them like just sort of griefing for fun. But They really shouldn't. It really shouldn't be close, but I don't know. Mental gaps can happen.
All right. I was gonna say 3 matches left, but Wee Baguette moves on.
Yeah,
Congratulations
shout out. Shout out to
to
Wee Wee Baguette.
Sama, Prince, Good Boy, Broadcoma, and Scooter for making
Is
it
this how
this
they're gonna
far.
find out? By the way, Quest, or are you gonna say it before
No,
this gets
I
uploaded?
let Prince know.
Okay.
He's not happy about it. He wanted to play them, but I think whoever they play in the next match, they're gonna get 2-0'd by anyways. So
Oh,
Okay, nice.
third party or Pepe Po probably 2-0 them, I think.
neat.
Anyhow, Villains Pratt Community College.
Hmm.
Villains is Yushin, Ishwan, Kaomir, Kita, and Pika Pika. Kita was formerly known as AH. And
Yeah.
Pratt Community College is
Sorry.
Sonin, Vega, and Benny. They have 2 junglers. Sky, Drop, and Muralau. I think this one's actually could be decently close. This Pratt Community College team definitely looks like they strike a little bit above where you would expect them. They've been practicing a lot together. They play a lot together, and this like Villains team, these teams with like the Yushin, AH, Pika Pika core, they tend to be really inconsistent. They have like crazy high highs, but they also have games where just like the ball doesn't get rolling and they just kind of like glide into a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to say Villains 2-1. I think Pratt can probably take a game, but this to me is like one of the more volatile series in the lower bracket just because it really depends on how villains show up on the day. And I've been like a firm, especially from last podcast, I've been like a very big Yushin like suspicious guy. Like I know that a lot of people are high on this guy. Alaxio was talking about the myth and the legend
The
last
legend of
time we
Yushin.
recorded. I'm an atheist when it comes to that. So I mean, I want to see you should show up, but I just feel like I've had my heart broken too many times by this guy to say that it's a definite win for villains.
I'm a believer in the myth. I think 2-0 for the Villains. I think it's just like I agree with what you said, Quax, in that they're like either all the goats and just destroy them or they lose. So it has to be 2-0 or 0-2 in my head. Like just by that logic. And I think that like a team like Pratt, who is a CLOL team, and they don't really have like the standout names, more than like they're just a good team together. Um, I think when you have if you have players like Yushin and Pika Pika who are like really they're just the myths and the legends, then it's just tough for a team like Pratt to actually win against this archetype of team. So for that reason, and just by what I want to believe in my heart, I'm a believer in the 2-0. And because LMQ is out, this team needs to carry on the legacy.
Yeah, I think Villains 2-0s. I mean, I do think it's really volatile, and they could lose, but they should be good enough, I think, to take this one.
Arlen?
Um, I'm gonna say Yushin carries 2-1. That's all I think needs to be said. I think Pratt, they've done decently for themselves, but I think there's just too much of a gap between villains and them.
Okay.
Yeah,
They've done decently, but
they have.
All right.
And the
Last
the
series.
last
One.
Cute Kittens
the big one.
Incorporated versus Shanghai Pins. For Cute Kittens Incorporated, we have Barrack, Rosethorn, Cat Evolved, Wixie, and Duo King 1. And for Shanghai Pins, we have Nodal, Evan Lai, Aquanic, probably Ben 1 ADC, maybe Altio. I don't think they've confirmed who's going to play that day. And Love Ego support.
Is Love Ego? How many shots has he had?
Well, I don't know. It's Tuesday. We've got, quite a few days to find out how drunk he is. You don't know until it happens. We'll see what happens on Friday night. That's a big predictor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on
The-
this
I
one.
mean, like, okay, I will say this. if Shanghai take game one, Cute Kittens might just mental boom. Like, I'm not even shitting you. This is a team where I think the individual skill gap on paper is really wide, and if Cute Kittens somehow, and I think Cute Kittens probably know it, if they somehow do not win game one, I think it might spiral. But the odds of that happening are really low and dependent on the first game. So I do probably think Cute Kittens 2-0 this, but it would be really fucking funny if Shanghai Pins managed to win this series. And I do think there's like a I would say like a 25% chance for them, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah. Go
That's
ahead. Go
funny.
ahead.
I think it should just be like 2-0 by Cute Kids. I'd be very, 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 very surprised
I'm not
if
putting
they
it past.
drop. I mean, yeah, knowing their mental instabilities, but like they should just come into this game nice and relaxed, honestly, and just like 2-0 sweep. And like they should just be making a crazy lower bracket run. Like I very much would be surprised if their mentals boomed after losing. But again, it's just a matter of like I talked about earlier. It's just a matter of how badly do they actually want to promote into the NACL,
Right.
and
Mhm.
I
that
mean,
will determine how
realistically,
they do up till Maryville.
I agree with you. It's 2-0, but I do think it would be hilarious if
Oh no,
Shanghai Pins
it would
won.
be so funny.
Yep. And for that reason, I'm taking 2-1 on Shanghai Pins. And here, when I analyze these teams, really, it's not about like player matchups or draft. It's just about aura. And no team had more aura than LMQ. And who beat LMQ? Shanghai Pins. They're the most fertile, they're the most drunk, and they're the best team that we have seen in this tournament so far by a wide margin. Not in terms of skill, but in terms of every other metric that I just mentioned. So they have the best logo. They have the jungler who talks the least in the tournament, and their support takes shots before the game. There's nothing
Definitely
that you
the
can.
highest average BAC of any team.
um, and
No,
and
Alec,
I think
I
I
think
want to take
Connor should fire you.
that.
Yeah, I think you should lose your job.
My analysis wins games, and who else is gonna win games? Shanghai Pins. I think like cute. They're practicing. Cute Kittens. We don't know how seriously they're taking it, but if they're taking it seriously, then they're demoralized at this point. And if they're not taking it seriously, then it is what it is. Then they're going to lose as well. I've lost faith in this team. I think Evan Lai like can kind of mug everyone, mug Rosethorn
Yeah.
in this series. Like I think that's the big point. Like in terms of actual strategy, no more clowning around. Evan Lai versus Rosethorn is a big point in this series, and I think like yeah, in my heart I want to say cute kitten, or sorry, in my brain I want to say cute kittens, but like I want to believe in Shanghai Pins now. And Ben One does look like he made a big difference when I saw him play on the team.
I'll say, I think neither team is really taking it seriously, which is often when upsets happen. I think that Cute Kittens Inc. should obviously win, but like Evan Lion, Aquanick have been playing really well. Ben One's good. Love Ego's pretty solid. Um, and I think they can definitely show up to like team fights and have a big performance. All these players are pretty good at team fighting. The scary thing is I think Cat Evolved is really good at team fighting too, which makes it kind of
Yeah.
tough. I think what it's really gonna come down to is just like how many solo deaths does Nodal have to Barak? Like, if he dies, 4 times in lane, it's winnable, believe it or not. It's when you start to get to 5, 6. I think against Draco he dropped 7 deaths in lane to Draco, which is a little tricky. It's hard to come back from that. So number of solo deaths for Nodal is definitely going to be a big predictor. They should lose, but it is definitely possible that they win. I think Evan and Aquanick have been playing really good.
So Quest,
But
what's
I would
your
say probably oh,
prediction?
Kittens 2-0.
Damn.
Kittens 2-0. I'd
I,
like to see them win it, but come
I think it's winnable. I really
I don't lie
do.
to my friends. I mean, I'm gonna tell them, you guys, it also depends like which ADC they use. They need to fix their drafts a lot. Their drafts were really bad. I think Ben didn't even know he was gonna be like playing Sunday until Saturday night. So like they didn't have time to like prep or talk about drafts. So their drafts
Yeah.
on Sunday were like ridiculously messy. Game one on Sunday, they dropped the game to Iceborne Challengers because they had to give up all 5 bans for game one. So that's a little tricky, but so the drafts were just like a total mess all Sunday. So
Their
hopefully they
team
can tighten their drafts up a little bit.
they're a team who can overcome adversity. And I saw their review on the game with Ben One, and it sounds like, they have a general idea and kind of a leadership hierarchy, like some
Hmm.
some way to play the game. They're not just like clowning around contrary to what people might believe from their name or their logo and everything. Um Before we wrap up, I wanted to do one final like quick thing, and we'll go through each. I think we can unanimously, everyone in the world, agree that Maryville is the team to beat. They're undefeated in this and CLOL. They're the only team in their group who is undefeated in CLOL. They look unstoppable. I don't even know if they've dropped a game in any official tournament up to this point, except Division One maybe. But that all being said, everyone here needs to pick a team that's not Maryville that is the likeliest to take down Maryville. You can pick any team that's still alive. Quax, go ahead.
I will go with. I'm gonna say Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. Fair. And do you want to explain your reasoning?
No.
Okay. Awesome.
I knew it. I knew it.
I mean, we've explained why Brazil is good. Like we've explained why we think that. So I don't really think that there is much discussion about it because you can kind of just put 2 and 2 together.
Would you guys like a friendly wager? We'll put $5 in, and if any of our selected team wins, the pot goes to them.
Okay,
How
but who?
about this? If I win, I am requesting a backseat coaching from Alaxio on one of my
Oh,
Tokyo games.
that's so much
I-
more money than
The $5. I think it's about $5. If it's $5 US, that's about right.
Alright.
Well, all right. Quest, what's your pick?
All right. I mean, some of these teams. I'm not a gambling man. I won't put in for this, but I got a long shot dark horse pick here. I
Okay.
think Brazil has a decent chance. Sakura's got a decent chance. Some of these losers bracket teams, if they kicked it into gear, they could make a run. But there is a player in this tournament who, no joke, has a 50% career win rate against Maryville University.
Ooh.
Okay.
And that is the jungler for the most fertile team here, Shanghai Pins. Shanghai has a 50% career win rate against Maryville.
Damn.
And I don't think anyone else has that here. Everyone else probably has a pretty bad win rate if they've ever played Maryville. Very few people have taken as many games as they've lost to Maryville.
I
So I'm
The
picking
Shanghai
Shanghai
Scrolls
Pins.
is your pick.
The stats back it up.
Shanghai Pins, yeah.
They have the
Shanghai,
highest win
yeah,
rate
Shanghai
against Maryville.
Pins.
So, wait, do they have to meet in literal grand finals for that to happen? Like, is
Yeah,
that?
well, I guess Maryville could get knocked to losers, and then
Lol.
Yeah,
Yeah. Lol.
I guess so. All right, Arlant. That's great logic.
Um,
Who's your pick?
And I can't say Maryville. Man, that's so boring. Okay, probably just. I'm gonna say Sakura. I'm gonna say
Okay.
Sakura. Yeah, I think they can do some damage to Maryville, just based on the strength of their players. But
Okay.
I don't think it will be too close. But I do think it's a bad matchup for Maryville.
Yuji's just too good. Like,
Yuki is
how do
really just
any
too
of these
good.
teams
It's so
win?
hard.
Was that Evan Lai win rate? It wasn't against Yuji, was it? It was
wasn't
against the. It was
Yuji,
against.
no.
Okay.
Of
I
course,
see.
it wasn't against Yuji.
Oh yeah, probably gets iconic. No.
It was against
Shimmer or who else was
trying to
there?
think. Who was it? It was against. No, it was a long time ago. This was.
Ooh, yeah.
It
Get
was
back.
against. Um, Odd Orange.
Wow.
Niles.
Okay.
The enemy team was Niles, Odd Orange, Get Back, Scary Jerry, and Zyko.
Oh, that team was scary too. That team was so scary.
All right. I mean, speaking of scary teams, I think you guys already know who I'm gonna pick because, like, um, even though it's probably tough to beat Maryville anyway, I still have my hopes out for third party is what you thought I would pick. But third party lost to a team that has made a generational run. So who I'm picking is the World Champions Esports Club. But I can't say it straight face. Let me lock it. World Champions Esports Club. You know, they've had the toughest run in the entire tournament. They're like you can't have another CLOL team take down Maryville. Sorry, Arlant, for your take or Quax. I think if you want a team to take down Maryville, it has to be the most outlandish, psychopathic, weird team. So it could be Grub Lovers, like something like that. But I have my faith. I put all my eggs into the World's Champions Esports Club. I mean, their name is there for a reason. It's in all capitals. They are that team that's going to take down Maryville. I have so much faith in them.
Analysis on how that series will go, just hypothetically.
Sorry, on how the series will go against Maryville.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. So they win game 1, they win game 2, and if there's a game 3, they win it.
How are they? Yeah. Like, how are they winning though? Like,
No, but I just so once you kill the towers in front of the inhibitor, you kill the inhibitor and then Nexus towers and Nexus, and they'll do that 3 times or 2 times, however. They'll do it one game with Draven, one game with Gwen, one game with Azir, and then Gamer Girl will come in to clean up game 5 on Katarina. That's how they do it. Yeah. All right. So I guess this concludes our episode for this week. We'll probably be back next week at this point. Thank you everyone to watching this Aloxio Quax Quest Arlant podcast.
Last thing, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But also, and hit the bell for notifications type shit. But I think we should make a game where the top comment gets to pick Arlant's photo for next week.
I like that. I like that.
I feel like that classic engagement bait. All right. Most liked comment under the video gets to choose Arlant's pick. There you go.
Most liked comment. Yippee.
Shout out to Quax, Quest, Arlant for joining me for this episode. We'll supposedly be back next week. As we said, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Good luck to the rest of the teams in the tournament. Looking forward to seeing who can take down the Kings of Maryville. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.